Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Donna Just Being Real. My channel is about dating, love, relationships, and toxic relationship advice channel. All right, so we're going to get back into this sewer rat. Yes, we're resuming back with sewer rat. All right, sewer rat Darrell Brooks trial sentencing day one. So basically, I'm just going to do a couple of recaps of what happened today in this trial. And I have to say one thing. This is a darn shame. This man doesn't have no remorse, no empathy at all. Okay, and let's get into the reason why. Because I feel he's a sociopath. A sociopath has little regards for another person's emotions, rights, or experiences. They lack remorse for their actions and they act in a way that shows no regards for others, including lying, cheating, and manipulating. Some people with this condition aren't very sly about their conduct. Others are quite deceptive. See what I'm saying? And that's sewer rat right here. Yeah, definitely saw that. All right, so I'm going to show a couple of clips about what happened, today in the court because I kind of seen some of it, but I didn't get to see all of it. But what I did see, oh my gosh, it was just so sad. You know, just to hear the victims talking about what happened to them, it was just so sad. And then this man's rolling his eyes, like, whatever, who cares? Whatever, who cares? But I can't wait for tomorrow to see what's going to happen because I think his mother or his grandmother's going to show up. So that's going to be interesting. And I'll let you know, I'll be streaming that live tomorrow because I'll be working from home. So I'll be able to stream it live. But okay, let me just greet the people that's in here real quick. And then we're going to get into it. We're going to start showing some videos. All righty. So make sure everybody hit the like button, hit the like. And then also tonight, my co-host is the real Jack Newtown. So he's here tonight. And do I see my Isabella? Hola, hugs and kisses to you. And someone new here, Donna Harness. Hey, got another Donna now. Donna's rock. Okay. And they go Jack. All right. And Jackie too. Hugs and kisses to you, beautiful. And who else we have up in here? We have BG. Hugs and kisses to you, beautiful. And 603. Good evening and good evening to you and welcome back. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. And who else do we have up here? Sugar Mac 111. Hello from Lexington, Kentucky. Well, excuse me. Well, all right. Kentucky up in the house. Brittany, good evening to you, Brittany. Isabella, yes, Isabella. And we have Duchess. Duchess A, good evening and good evening to you too. Good evening, good evening, good evening. All right, so I don't want to hold y'all up here because I'm going to try to keep this like under an hour and stuff. But we're just going to watch some of these clips and everything because it's just insane. This man doesn't have no remorse. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's just a straight up sociopath. Well, psychopath too. All the above. All right, all the above. All right, so just give me a second here so I can share the screen, and then we're gonna just show some clips. And did y'all see today the ending part? I mean, he's just, oh, this is so much for me. Your Honor, just try to understand what I'm going through. Oh my gosh, even to this moment, he's still, it is what it is. But the good part is, he won't be on the streets anymore. It's a wrap. He's done. That's it. All right, let me share the screen, everybody. Okay. This is one of the victims here. Yeah. Okay, just give me a second here, ladies and gentlemen, so I can do this correctly. All right. Oh, what Brittany says, I literally watched this all day long. I know, right? It's just crazy. Because he just doesn't care, Brittany. He doesn't care. They got my purple hearts. All right, let me see what this last he said. The judge straight up told him it wasn't disrespect it wasn't disrespectful and to be quiet. Yeah, it was disrespectful to be quiet. Oh my gosh, this man, he just won't shut up. You don't need mod all day. Yep, sore rat back in the house. But just think of it this way. This is the end. This is it. This is his last week. Done. No more sore rat. Good luck in jail. Yeah, good luck. Or not jail, prison. All right, let's get it. Let me stop talking. Let me share this. Let's get it.
Mr. Brooks, my name is Jim Peckloff, and I'm with the Catholic Community of Waukesha. I was one of the victims you hit with the SUV you were driving on November 21st. What you did to my Catholic community and to the city of Waukesha show that you had no regard for life. What makes it more disappointing that you have shown no remorse for what you have done. While you're sitting in prison, I want you to reflect what you have done. I want you to reflect that you nearly took my life. I almost lost the chance to see my wife and kids again. I may have never had the chance to love or hug them again. You intentionally harmed my community, whether it was physical or psychological. You stole our innocence that day. Before that tragedy you created, it was a beautiful day we all experienced and never thought an evil thing like this could ever happen at a parade. My friend, myself, and the Waukesha Catholic community were asking parishioners and their families to participate in this parade. Imagine the guilt we must all bear for the rest of our lives. Because of your actions, I was out of work for about 6 weeks. Then I had to go back part-time because of my sustained injuries. Because of your actions, the multiple lacerations you created leaked out of the bandages and onto my bed, comforter, and sheets. What an awful visual to have. Because of your actions, I could have lost my foot. Thank God my nurse friend was checking on me. Because of your actions, my wife cannot get the mind of what you've done. You have forever scarred her. Because of your actions, my wife had to hand over my children to our community friends to check on my lifeless body. Because of your actions, my children, 4 and 6 at the time, had to go with a grieving friend to find her own child that was in lockdown. It took a while for them to be reunited. Because of your actions, my children scared to death when they had to cross the same street you drove down. They were bawling and begging me not to cross the street. Because of your actions, I need to reassure my children that it is safe at parades. Not sure they ever feel 100% safe. Because of your actions, not all people in our community are ready to go back to the parades. Again, you stole that innocence from them. Because of your actions, my children are scared of sirens. Because of your actions, they were scared of red SUVs every time they saw one. They cried and hid. Because of your actions, I walked into the entrance of my children's school and felt like a triage unit. I saw children on Chris. What an awful image to be burned into my memory. Because of your actions, I feel terrible. I could not help my community and the city by testifying during the trial. Your cowardly actions did this.
Do y'all just see his face? He just doesn't care. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is how these people are. These sociopaths, these narcissists, these psychopaths, histrionics, they do not care. It's all about them. I wish you stopped talking about this bipolar stuff with the mother. You know, your Surrat of a son. This is not bipolar. He has the devil in him. Mama and daddy laid down and they had Satan Jr. by the name of Darrell Brooks, Surrat. I resume.
Your actions forced my family to seek out therapy and resolve in their minds what happened. Your actions made us second guess what we did that day. What could we have done differently? During this trial, you show no remorse. It makes you look like a monster. During the trial, you show little regard and respect to the court. It makes you look disrespectful. During the trial, you treated multiple witnesses terribly. You were trying to twist the words of our pastor, who is a man of the cloth. You made a comment to a witness you injured that he was. It makes you a callous jerk. Despite what you have done to my community, I forgive you. Forgiveness does not remove the need for justice. Justice must be served and you must go to prison. My prayer is that forgiveness will heal your wounds and the wounds for the city. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, frugal. Ladies and gentlemen, did you just see Satan just now just do a little chuckle? Did you just see Satan? He just did a little laugh. Did you just see that? You got to be flipping kidding me. All right, Martin says, bail reform, Google, the bail projects, the Defendant sentence, or why this was allowed to happen. Darrell's even tried to shoot his own nephew in 2000. Yes, I covered that one, Martin. Oh, the nephew. Your own nephew. And then, the nephew's mother died. She died a few years ago. Darrell Brooks' twin sister. You would think that he would be the type of stand-up guy and say, look, my sister's not here. You my nephew. I'm going to do right. I'm going to take care of you. I got you, nephew. I got you, nephew. But no, what he does is argue by the cell phone and then shoots at him. Are you flipping kidding me? Oh, my gosh. This is just ridiculous. All right, let me show you another clip. So just give me a minute because I got like a slow computer. Okay, so work with me so I can kind of like navigate it and stuff. So just work with me. All right, and I won't hold y'all here forever. All right. Look at all the faces of them. Look at them. The faces of Satan. Just look at it. Look at it. All right, let me show the next one. Listen to the music while you wait here. All right, just give me a second. I'm getting ready to share it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we got another victim that's speaking. This man, no empathy, nothing. He doesn't care. I'm telling you, these people are dangerous. You just got to stay the heck away from him. There's no medication. There's nothing to help him. He's just gone. These people just the devil is in. Parents keep talking about bipolar, 3 generations, bipolar, generation. I'm so tired of Sewer Rat's mother, and I'm so tired of Sewer Rat's grandma. Just gets on my nerves. All right, let's get it.
On November 21st, you mother. In this courtroom, down, broken bodies across the concrete. Like she was done. That day, you have shown no remorse. You'd offered no explanation for your trials. Well, she is not. You are a monster. You deserve contempt and death. Sadly, with no death penalty in this state, I can only hope they lock you away someplace so deep the rats chew on your fingers at night. As for me, this will never be over until the day I'm pissing on your grave. I think it would be fair to say that for your crimes, even God hates you.
I like him. He's straight to the. Oh, you see this? You see this?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, for the record, Your Honor, that was the son of victim
2.
B.
If I could first thank the court,
you, Your Honor, and your staff for getting us here today. I don't know how you did. You kept this under 4 weeks, and this is all going to be wrapped up, before the first anniversary, and that means a lot. So I thank you for that. And if I could thank everybody at the prosecution table, our real-life Avengers. I mean, you guys did everything you could for us, and I'm forever grateful. Thank you. And I couldn't not thank Jen Dunn and her staff. I mean, she took all of us, supported us, made us into a family, and without them, I don't think I could have gotten through this trial. And Mr. Brooks, I hope as I read my statement, you continue to roll your eyes. I hope you continue to laugh and just show how bored and unmoved you are by all of this, because I think that's important. It's important for the world that evil can be a tangible, living, breathing thing. I think it's important for the world to see what human rot looks like. And to all the survivors, every time he puts his hand on that empty cavity where his heart should be, I hope you all smile, and I hope you take solace in the fact that today is our day. Today is for us. Today is so we can take our handful of dirt, throw it on his grave, and move on, because that's what we all need, and that's what we deserve. My name is Chris Owen, and I am the plaintiff. I'm here on behalf of another plaintiff, my mother, Leanna Joy Owen. Lee Owen was a mother, a grandmother, a best friend, an apartment manager, and a dancing granny. The reason none of the witnesses saw her in this courtroom is because she was executed by a child-killing sex offender. And we are both injured parties. My whole family is an injured party. To my kids, Lee Owen was Nanny. And Nanny spoiled her grandkids every chance she got. On every birthday, she would call and sing happy birthday to their voicemail so they could hear it the first thing in the morning. She went on a tour of my son's summer camp. She danced in the same parades as my youngest daughter. She wanted my oldest daughter to use her car to learn how to drive so she could teach her like she taught me. And all of that has been ripped away. But the defendant's conscience. To my dad, Lee Owen was the love of his life. They met when she was 16, and he taught her how to drive. From that point on, they stayed in each other's lives. And even though they divorced, she was still his best friend. They spent a lot of time together, and she was the only one who could get him out of the house. Now my dad has nightmares of her body flying through the air and shattering against concrete. But Mr. Brooks' conscience is clear. To my brother and I, Lee Owen was our mother. Struggling was always there for us. She was supportive of us. She always told us how proud she was of us. Growing up, all my friends and my brother's friends knew they were welcomed at our house. When they were in trouble, having problems at home, or just had to get away, she always let them stay as long as they needed to. And for years, every time I came home from the Marine Corps, she got all those same friends together so I could see everybody and spend time with them. She was the one that made sure everyone got their Christmas list out on time. She made the best eggnog I ever had. And she made my grandkids whenever we were together. She recently renewed her port so she could visit my wife and I in Turkey and travel the world with us. She also couldn't wait to visit Machu Picchu with my brother. It was her dream trip. Out of all the places in the world, that was the one place she had to visit before she died. And now the best we can do is lay her ashes there. But Darrell Brooks' conscience is clear. And I believe him. Out of everything he said in this courtroom, I believe that is the one truth he told. I mean, how else could he make a witness look at each of his battered friends that he ran over and ask, how do you know who this is? Throughout her life, Lee Owen was a hardworking woman. That's why when she found herself on hard times, she was able to overcome them. Even though it took years, she dug herself out of a deep financial hole so she could live the life she wanted, the life she deserved. She was in the middle of doing just that on the evening of November 21st, 2021. And I know this is corny and cliche to say, but Lee Owen wasn't 71 years old. She was 71 years young. She was one of the most active people I knew. She just didn't have it in her to sit still. She always had to be moving or doing something, and this often involved people. She was very social and loved being around those she cared about, and people loved her back. She had a knack for making you feel good about yourself without even trying, because she always found the good in people, even when it was to her detriment. it never dissuaded her from helping people any way she could, without judgment, without demand for repayment or feeling she was owed anything. She did it because she knew it was the right thing to do, and it made her feel good. She accepted people for who they were and made people feel good about themselves. That is what the world lost, and you have the audacity to tell this court that your conscience is clear. I'm sorry, Mr. Brooks. There's not a human with a soul on this planet who could snuff that light out, who could steal Lee Owen from this world and have a clear conscience. And that is why you hear the term monster. That is why you hear the term demon. You know, I saw you that day. It was just after you ran over the Catholics. I saw you hanging out of the window, looking back with a smile of satisfaction on your face, laughing at an inside joke that at the time I didn't get. The punchline escaping me. I didn't get it when my mom didn't respond to my texts. I didn't get it when she didn't answer my phone calls. I didn't get it the first couple hours my brother spent looking for her. I didn't get it until my wife sent me a video of you running over children in the parade. That's when I got the punchline. And it hit me like your red SUV, Mr. Brooks. I saw a pure, unrepentant evil in your face that day, and it disgusts me that you are allowed to exist. And I know the answer to the question that everyone keeps asking. I know why you did this. You did this simply because you were not in a cage. That is what I find mind-boggling. And how dare anyone say the system failed him? The system failed every one of us whose only mistake was to bring their families in the vicinity of Mr. Brooks. That poor excuse for a man should not have been on the streets. That is the failure, period. But enough about him, because today is not about him. It's about us and what we lost. I lost my mom, Lee Owen, and I wasn't always a good son. I could be selfish sometimes. I could be mean. But no matter how angry or standoffish I got, she was.
Did you see his expression, Sorvat? He really don't care. And this one here was so sad because this man probably had, arguments with his mother, and he's like, just said like, he treated her bad or whatever. Not saying he treated his mother bad, but I think y'all get what I'm saying. And if he can go back and take it, the point is just saying that you just never know till the last time you're going to see somebody. You just don't know. And this man's just sitting there, sewer rat, just sitting there rolling his eyes. He don't care. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I resume.
She would bend over backwards for me, even when I didn't deserve it. Now I can never tell her sorry. I can never tell her I should have been more grateful. I can never tell her how much I need her in my life. Yeah, shake your head. Shake your head. Because that is what you took from me. And there's nothing this court can do that would provide justice in my eyes. So all I ask is that you rot, and you rot slow.
This is what I'm talking about. He doesn't. All right, class is in session. We have to go back in class. All right, we have to get back to it. Okay. A sociopath has little regards for another person's emotions, rights, or experience. They lack remorse for their actions, and they act in a way that shows no regards for others. Isn't that sewer rat? Including lying, cheating, and manipulating. Some people with this condition aren't very sly about their conduct. Others are quite deceptive. And this is what he was doing in the courtroom. He basically was he turned the whole courtroom, the trial, into a circus. He was gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which the abuser attempts to sow self-doubt and confusion in their victim's mind. Typically, gaslighters are seeking to gain power and control over the other person by distorting reality and forcing them to question their own judgment and intuitions. And that's sewer rat. Okay. All right. I'm gonna show y'all another one. This is so sad. This is really is sad. All right, I'll play some music. Wait a second so I can show the other one. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. This is so sad. Okay, we have another victim. Okay, we have another one. Let me just look at the comments real quick and see if anything I need to read real quick. Okay, where am I at? What was the last comment? I'm sorry. Please forgive me if I miss anybody's comments. All right. What else do we have here? Let me see. Is anybody? Yes, Jackie. This is heartbreaking. That one was so sad because he probably had, a bad relationship with his mother. Now he's like, wow, if I could take back certain things, but didn't know that sewer rat was gonna come along and run over. You piece of crap. All right. Let me just show it. Let me show this clip here, and then I'll go back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it.
Thank you, Judge Darrell, for your well prepared for this case. And lastly, thank you to Victim Witness Assistance for looking out for all of us. My name is Donald Teagues, and I am the father of victim Q, or Eric Teagues. Both of my sons, Eric and Tyson, were marching with the Waukesha South Marching Band in the 2021 Waukesha Christmas Parade. Eric was a junior and Tyson was a freshman. They were there to play Christmas music for the people and start off the holiday season. That came to a quick end when you, Darrell E. Brooks Jr., drove through the parade killing people, injuring people, and ruining what was supposed to be a beautiful event. And we haven't been told when to do the photos, so Christy, if you can use your judgment, thank you. Darrell Brooks, you hit and ran over Eric along with some of his bandmates. Tyson, his younger brother, was just feet away from Eric when you hit and ran him over. Tyson witnessed his brother getting hit and ran over along with other bandmates. Tyson never left his brother's side during this incident. He even took off his jacket to help keep his brother warm while he laid in the middle of the street. He then had to call his mother and try to explain what had happened. As he stood next to his brother, he saw blood coming out of his ear, nose, and mouth, and his leg that was pointing backwards. He would just keep telling Eric he will be fine and that mom was on her way. He stayed with him until Eric was taken by ambulance to the hospital. Starting that night, Tyson had nightmares and had them for a week. He would wake up screaming and crying. And what made this even worse is he couldn't go to see his brother in the hospital. And my wife and I could not be there for Tyson the first few nights because we were with his brother in the ICU at Children's Hospital. My daughter, who wasn't at the parade, but went with her mother to the parade after Tyson called. She stayed with Tyson at the scene and at home when we couldn't be there. She needed to see a psychiatrist to help her deal with what she saw on the streets that day and seeing her brother lying there on the ground, not knowing if he would live. She had to be in outpatient care for 2 weeks to help her through what she saw. Eric was an aspiring baseball player for the Waukesha South baseball team and a select baseball player for Styx Academy. He was making his final push to get better and wanting to be scouted by colleges to play in college at an elite level. You took that away from him that November day. He spent 9 days in the hospital. 3 of those were in ICU. Eric suffered from a skull fracture, a major concussion, a C4 fracture, right shoulder fracture, 4 broken ribs, a partially collapsed lung, T6 through T11 fractures, and a left femur fracture that required surgery. He is lucky to be alive. The C4 fracture could have killed him. The femur fracture could have killed him, or the broken ribs along with the lung collapse could have killed him. His time in the hospital was very hard, dealing with nonstop pain from you hitting him and running over him like he was a speed bump. He had to lay flat for 4 days and wear a C collar for 7 days because of the C4 fracture. He had a chest tube to drain the blood off of his lung so he could breathe. He had to undergo surgery to repair his severely fractured femur. On top of all of that, he was dealing with a severe concussion. He could not have any lights on or loud noises. He would have events of uncontrolled vomiting and would spike fevers. When he was finally able to leave the hospital, it was in a wheelchair, and he was in that wheelchair for over a month. We had to have a wheelchair ramp built for when we came home. Without the ramp, it would have been very hard to get him in and out of the house. My wife had to take off a month of unpaid leave from work. I had to take off 3 months from work to take care of him and get him to multiple doctor appointments a week. Darrell Brooks, you stated during this whole trial that you are a man, a God-loving man. You are not. A real man would have stopped when they saw they made a mistake. A real man would have admitted the wrong and would not have put all these families through.
I had to pause right here. New eyes and welcome. Hugs and kisses to you and blessings. So Dawn Woods can still blame this on mental illness, right? This is mental. This is the child of Satan. Mommy and Daddy laid down and they had Satan Jr. by the name of Darrell Brooks, a.k.a. Sewer Rat. And welcome, everyone. Everybody who's coming in here, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let's get it.
Through this pain. A man of God would have stopped, admitted to his wrongs, and asked for forgiveness. You sat there showing no emotions for what you did and pretend that reading the Bible was going to help you. But you, Darrell Brooks, are pure evil that is not fooling anyone. You don't know God, but you better start learning, because where you are going, you're going to need to start praying a lot. You don't deserve to see the light of day ever again. You should never be able to see your children again. It's too bad.
I'm sorry, but I kept pausing. Brittany said something that is so true. There's nothing worse for a narcissist than to have to sit there and be told he didn't matter. You see what I'm saying? And that's why he said that statement at the end of the court. I wish I could find it. I don't know if that's going to be that clip there, but that statement at the end, he was like, Your Honor, you got to understand. I'm just going to use my words, but basically he's trying to say, Your Honor, you have to understand. This is so hard for me sitting here. And that was the time he was really telling the truth about himself, because it was killing him. To listen to all of these victims, it was killing him. This is torture. Love it. Love every minute of it, Sewer Rat, you piece of crap. Resume.
Too bad this state doesn't have the death penalty, because you would be put to the front of the line. I hope you rot in hell, have a miserable existence in prison, and that someone teaches you a true lesson in asking for forgiveness. The next statement is,
no remorse. He doesn't care. He doesn't give two hootenannies. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. But this is torture. And Brittany, you brought up something. This is torture for him. And I'm loving it. He ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till you get in the jailhouse. The prison. Oh, they're going to get you. Those prisoners right now, they are just waiting for you. They waiting for you, Sewer Rat. They have it all planned out what they're gonna do. Even the guards there, they're gonna turn away and let the prisoners do whatever they want to do to you. Hmm You like to beat up women, run them over with the car, beat them up, kill people. They said that you drove through the crowd, right? You drove through the crowd and you had your head out the window, just basically smiling, like, hey, hey, this is fun. Mm. Okay, I'm going to show you another clip. Give me a second here and enjoy the music while you wait. Just give me a second here. Slow computer. So let me just share the screen. I'm gonna show you another clip. Let me show you this one. Surat's grandmother and Surat's mother. Mm, mm, what a shame. Ooh, I got this one. Is this the I think this is the one, the son that died. I hope this is the clip. I hope this is it. All right, I hope this one is it. I hope this one's it 'cause I really want to show that one. I think this is it. Is this the one? I think this is the mother of the young boy that died that was 8 years old that he ran over. I think. I think. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just give me a second. Okay, let's get it.
My name is Jessica Gonzalez, and this is my husband, Juan Gonzalez Lopez. We represent the Blazers organization, as well as many others, and you could even argue the state of Wisconsin. Last night, as I thought about my statement, my son scooched over on the couch and snuggled into me. He laid with his head on my lap, and I stroked his hair. We stayed like that until it was time for bed. He knows we're here today, and it was as if he knew we needed a little extra love last night. Moments like these should be pure with love and affection. But since November 20th,
Big Bubba is coming through albino red.
Mama, I'm here. I was on the other side. This is one of the memories and words that I'll never forget and hear dozens of times a day without warning. The relief I felt hearing those words on November 21st was devastating. I found my son unharmed. That should be the end of the story, right? We're fine, right? Physically, yes. But fine is a word we use when people ask us if we're okay. But we're not. It was only a short time we had readied for the parade, got our hot cocoa, and took pictures to snap a shot of the fun.
To the ones that's coming in, that's my co-host, the real Jack Newtown.
Big Bubba's coming to your cell.
Oh, yes, he is.
He wants to get you ready.
They gonna get
By
him.
the time I get in there and get the job done, they gonna call you lotion booty.
All right, Jack. All right, let me resume. Yeah, good luck, Surat. Resume.
Before the parade, I left him with his teammate and new friend Jackson at the Blazers drop-off spot and walked my daughter to her dance team location. With my mother-in-law visiting from Mexico, she was excited for her first Christmas parade. Stationed at the corner of the Clark Hotel with friends, my daughter's dance group waved with smiles as they passed us. She was headed to the library where I would pick her up. The Dancing Grannies, one of our favorite groups, performed flawlessly as they passed us. My son's baseball group was after the extreme dancers, who were within sight. Then the gasps and screams came from everywhere, and the red SUV sped past us. I yelled stop and put my hands out like I had the power to make it happen. I felt like I was punched in the stomach when I realized the SUV came from the direction of my son's group. Panicked and lightheaded, and knowing my daughter was safe, I ran to find my son. Running through the streets, my legs felt like they had a life of their own. I found Jackson first. I saw his little body in his Blazers jersey, his eyes looking up, looking nowhere. I knew he was hurt badly. Seeing Jackson on the ground, I began amongst the.
Welcome, raunchy. Lock him up and throw away the key. Amen to that. Throw away the key. Throw him down in the sewer, just like he is, because he's nothing but a sewer rat. You piece of crap doing this, what you did to these people, and then got the nerves to sit there and roll your eyes and act and turn the whole courtroom into a darn circus. Resume.
Rest of the bodies. I screamed hysterically, searching frantically. What ifs filled my head. I heard Mom from so many directions, but it wasn't him. Finally, it was. I turned to him with other Blazers who were in the team truck. He called out to me, "Mama, I'm here. I was on the other side." Yes, I found my son unharmed, but after, the chaos continued. We ran. I covered his eyes as we rushed back to our group. I called my husband to tell him something terrible had happened, but had no words to explain. Headed for the library shooter, we ran again. I covered my son's head with my arms so bullets would hit me first. He cried. I tried to assure him and myself that things like this don't happen. At the library, I ran up the stairs and shouted for my daughter. Who was huddled with a friend and her. Yes, I found my children unharmed. But after, the pain and terror continued. After the parade, we discovered people had died, and that several people in my son's group were hit, including his coach and teammate. We learned that my son's teammate was in critical condition, but I already knew this. I still see his eyes without closing mine. What does it feel like to attend a funeral of a child your age? I hate that my kids know. I hate that I didn't get a chance to cheer on my son and Jackson during the baseball season last year. I hate that my son said it was weird having one less teammate. For more than a week, it was late nights to avoid sleep, and our family of 4 piled into one bed. There was no question this was a traumatic experience. Counselors were available. My son didn't want to talk about it, and today still doesn't. I tried to return to work, I tried to return to teaching. I couldn't make it through a day without feeling hypervigilant, startling at every noise, having a panic attack from the sound of a door, shout, thud, gasp, anything and everything. After the parade, I couldn't make it through a day. My joy disappeared. I felt guilty. I had no right to feel joy since my son and daughter were alive and others were not. I was open about questions my kids had, but I cried and screamed in agony when they weren't around. I overreacted, shouting and pulling my kids near in the parking lots and streets, or anytime I saw a car come within a quarter mile away, convinced they all had ill intentions. PTSD throws all the punches. I left my career to work intensively on healing in a program for PTSD. I have only just returned to the workplace, only just a month ago. Something quieter, something with less action. Because after almost 1 year, some days still feel like November 21st was yesterday. Intrusive memories, hypervigilance, nightmares, anxiety, panic attacks, depression, anger, guilt, shame. These are all things I and others live with daily because Darrell Brooks drove through our joy and turned it to terror. When he suggested he could have hit more, he was wrong. He hit everyone. The toll this event has taken on everyone, physically hurt or not, is tremendous. And it sickens me to know that there are so many others with a similar story as ours. I know some today may offer forgiveness, but for me, forgiveness is for accidents, for mistakes or poor choices that the offender expresses remorse for their actions. Darrell Brooks offers no remorse, but he did search for sympathy for himself.
Just look at this piece of crap just sitting there rolling his eyes. Do y'all see this? He doesn't care. He doesn't feel no way. Resume.
I cannot offer forgiveness. I will not. Darrell Brooks should be held accountable for every second of pain and trauma he inflicted on all of us that day, including the many years inflicted already on Miss Patterson. Free, he is and always will be a danger to society. With that, Your Honor, I ask that the full sentence is issued and he spends the rest of his days in prison.
The Arabians are gonna have a good time with Darrell Brooks. He got that pretty albino skin that Big Bubba Joe is in.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's my co-host, Darrell Jack Newtown. Yep, it's a wrap for him. Okay, excuse me. Now I'm going to show another clip. Yeah, maybe I can show about like 2 more clips. We have some time here. I said I want to go for like about an hour. So listen to the music while I get ready to show the next clip. I know I keep showing it, but I have to. That's Stewart's rats. Grandma on top. And Stewart rats. Mama. And there goes Stewart rat. Mm. What a shame. What a shame. All right, give me a sec while I share another screen. Share something else. Okay, I'll show this one because I didn't see it. I didn't see this one.
Is that his mama?
That's Mama with the Kool-Aid in her hair.
Ooh, she looks like a trans.
Okay.
I wonder if there's cherry red Kool-Aid in the head.
I don't know why she walk around here thinking it's still Halloween. Halloween is over. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it.
My name is Sherry Sparks. I am Jackson and Tucker's mom. I stand here today with my son Tucker and my husband Aaron. I'm here today to represent my family, but mostly for my boys, who were both struck down by the red SUV on November 21st. I want to give a voice to our son Jackson Sparks. Our family is forever changed. We are hurt, angry, traumatized, and broken. November 21st was a day that was supposed to be fun and filled with laughter and smiles. Instead, it became a nightmare full of fear, screams, and tears. Put the first one up. My boys were walking in the Waukesha Christmas parade with their baseball teammates, friends, and coaches. It was a chilly and windy day that day, so we all layered up and prepared to kickstart our holiday season. We met up with our Blazers group, decorated the truck, prepared the buckets of candy and flyers for the boys, took some group photos, and then I left to go find my seat near the end of the parade route and wait for our group while enjoying the parade. I had no idea then the nightmare that was coming my way.
I don't know if I had it on mute just now. I think I had it on mute for so long. I apologize here. I don't know if everybody heard me. I said I'm so sorry what happened to you, 603. I had put up the road because I said I wanted a moment of silence here. Okay, I'm so sorry what happened to you. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna resume, ladies and gentlemen. Mm-hmm.
Nor did I know that it would be the last time I would hear Jackson's voice. And he is ill. I wish I would have known then that the hug he gave me before I went to sit down was the last hug I would ever get from him. I would have held on to him a lot longer. After the red SUV flew past us, it was pure chaos. I will never, ever forget the horrible sound of the car hitting bodies and the thud of bodies landing on the ground. I immediately grabbed my favorite plaid blanket, ran up the street to find my boys. What I found in the world. I saw Jackson first in the arms of a police officer. He was running him to get him medical attention. My husband was right behind them and told me that Tucker had been struck also. Pointed me back to the direction where Tucker was. You do the second photo, please. That's Tucker underneath my blanket there, the plaid blanket. My world came crashing down at that moment. I wanted to scream. I wanted to throw up and cry. Adrenaline kicked in and I went to find my boy. I spotted Jackson's baseball hat lying in the road first. Then Tucker's hat. Then I found Jackson's shoe, which kind of led me to Tucker. I finally spotted him. He was one of the many bodies lying in the road, covered in blankets. I recognized the shoes on his feet. That's how I found him. They're sticking out from under the blanket. I stayed at Tucker's side as he lay in the road waiting for an ambulance to come back for him. He was semi-conscious, but we couldn't move him without a backboard due to his head being injured. They had run out of backboards. Luckily, a nearby shop owner / hero dragged a door out of her shop to roll him onto so we could get him out of the cold and get him warm. An hour laying out in the cold road where he was thrown from impact. You can go to the next photo, please. This is what we were facing next. Both boys had traumatic head and brain injuries. They both ended up in the ICU at Children's Hospital. Their rooms just a few doors down from one another. The next day, Tucker asked us about Jackson, if he was okay or was he worse than himself. Do you have any idea how gut-wrenching it is to have to explain your 12-year-old son that his little brother isn't going to make it? His injuries are too extensive for his little body to come back from, and that he won't be coming home with us ever again. Leaving him at the hospital was brutal. To see the confusion, frustration, and hurt on his face when he's standing over his little brother in his hospital room, taking in all the machines he was hooked up to. Tucker remembers everything up until the moment he was hit. He had actually turned on them. He said to him, he said he saw a few people get hit, and then he tried to run out of harm's way. He didn't make it. Being the protective big brother, Tucker blamed himself. He felt he should have tried to protect his little brother. It broke my heart to hear him saying these things. Tucker's physical injuries were also severe. He still struggles with memory issues and brain processing speed. The mental and emotional damage is severe. Survivor's guilt, PTSD, anxiety. He still gets headaches. His little brother was taken from him. He's suddenly an only child now. He misses his little brother and his playmate. Jackson brought out the silly in him, and life will never be the same without him. You can go to the next photo. Every holiday, special event, family function, vacation, there will always be an empty chair or space where Jackson should be. Jackson's absence is very prominent. Every day we face that vacancy, and it triggers sadness and trauma. Jackson's life was taken from him and taken from us. Life isn't the same without him, and it never will be. This morning, I should have spent the morning making him breakfast, taking him to school, hearing about his day later. Instead, I'm standing here in this courtroom, asking for justice for my boys. We came so close to losing both of them that day. I miss Jackson every second of every single day. I feel gutted and broken. It hurts to breathe sometimes. It hurts to live without him here. My mama's soul aches for him. I am emotionally and mentally exhausted. The pain I carry with me every day feels so heavy. Yet I have to push forward, still be there to help Tucker heal and move forward with find our new normal. Can you go to the next photo, please? As a family, family of faith, we know this man faces God's judgment someday for his actions. Until then, we feel it is this court's duty and responsibility to all the victims to sentence this man to the maximum penalty allowed under Wisconsin law for each and every guilty charge. We feel this man does not deserve to see freedom in our lifetime, nor our son Tucker's lifetime. We have learned throughout this trial that this man is incapable of empathy or remorse. He has shown no sympathy nor apology for all of the pain, suffering, and loss of life he has caused to so many. This man not only took Jackson away from our family, he violently ripped Jackson out of our lives. Jackson was only 8 years old. 8. He only had 8 years here with us. He was robbed of everything. He will never get to hit a home run, catch frogs with his brother again, meet his wrestling hero, Braun Strowman. He won't ask a girl to prom. He won't go to college, get married, or have children of his own. Jackson will never be able to do any of these things. These milestones will never happen. He was a bright light in our lives. He was very, very shy to most people, but those close to him, to his family, he was a big ball of energy. He was charismatic and full of light in life. His life was cut out way too short. Jackson and the other victims deserve justice. We deserve closure in order to heal and find our new normal. We hope to achieve that today. Thank you. And thank you, prosecution, Judge Darrell, very much. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna stop showing some clips here. Because I'm getting ready to do another live in about like 20 minutes, and I want to the other live is going to be about this slime ball, what he did to his girlfriend and killed her. It's going to start like 8:30, maybe 8:40. But I want to take a moment here because I want to have my little closing thoughts on this piece of crap here. All right. This is really sad what everything happened today. This was a very emotional day of everything that happened and hearing all these, the victims speaking. And it really hurts, and there's some people right now, they didn't even talk about, maybe I have missed it and everything, but, a lot of people didn't even talk about medical bills. This costs money, medicine and stuff going back and forth to doctors, co-pays and stuff. Nobody, I didn't hear them say that, but he doesn't care. This man is a complete monster. He's a complete monster. A complete monster. And he doesn't have no remorse. And he showed it in the courtroom. Just rolling his eyes, la, 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 whatever, whatever. He doesn't care. And these type of people, these sociopaths, these narcissists, the histrionics, borderline personality, all of them, they have issues. And you know what? His parents want to keep talking about his mother and his grandma talk about, we need to take this one seriously about mental illness. Hopefully this will bring awareness. Are you flipping kidding me? Now, don't get me wrong. There is mental illness out here. Yes, people suffer from bipolar and stuff, but a lot of people have bipolar. Don't go around here killing people. They just have up and down mood swings, but they're not out here killing people. Okay? Your son, sewer rat, is a straight up sewer rat, and he's dangerous. And I'm glad that he's not going to be on the streets anymore. No more. No more. Done. He's gone. Never have to see him again. And I also want to say, 603, I'm so sorry about, your loss. Oh my God, so sorry, so sorry. Okay. And what else did she say here? Darrell is more worried about what's for lunch. He don't care. Yeah, he doesn't care. That's what it's all about. I know, Rainy Woman. So sad, right? Hearing this stuff. We could be here forever because there'll be so many clips to show it. Brittany says, I'm so glad I found you. You have a new subscriber. Thank you. You're so welcome. I'm so happy to have you over here. I'm so happy to have you over here. This is so sad. But you know what? if you don't mind, 603, we're going to take a moment for her. I'm going to close off with her because, you lost someone, and that's just emotional. And I know watching is emotional. So I'm going to do a moment of silence again, and I'm going to end it. And everybody, thank you for coming. Thank you for engaging. I appreciate your comments. I'm sorry if I miss anybody's comments. I don't mean to be rude. I apologize. Just let me know and stuff like that. I apologize. And tomorrow I might be streaming this in the daytime, live tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. And wait a minute, Brittany, you said something before I go into the moment of silence. You said something about with the girlfriend or whatever, the ex-girlfriend. She was gonna talk. And she's gonna come tomorrow or something. Was she gonna be on Surat's behalf? See, jeez, it's just ridiculous. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a prayer and silence for 603 for you. And everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for engaging. I really appreciate it. And stay tuned for some more of Donna Just Being Real.